Hey everyone, it's Kylene and Michael with FWDfuel Sports Nutrition, here to speak to you today about the best protein powders for muscle recovery.
All right, so I've dug through all kinds of research and reached out to so many companies to figure out where their protein's coming from, what are the best kinds, what type of ingredients are okay. We're gonna present to you all those tips today so you know exactly what to look for in your protein powder. We get asked all the time, will you review this product, will you promote this product? We get all kinds of emails, and
many times we have to say no because the product is full of gunk.
Yeah, right from the start, I go to the website, I look at the label, and it's like, no, that's not gonna work for our athletes because we are clean eating, whole food nutrition, and you have a bunch of fillers, gunk, all kinds of junk. We're not gonna promote it. So,
well, with that said, can you please answer the first question that everyone loves to ask? What is the difference between whey protein concentrate versus isolate?
So, when the whey is in the filtering process, they get dairy from the cow, they're trying to separate different components, the sugar, the lactose, the casein. When they go through the filtering process first, the one time, it is called concentrate. That means you have 80% whey protein byproduct, and there's a little bit of sugar, a little bit of fat left over, natural occurring sugar and lactose, the first time they filter it out. That is whey protein concentrates. Concentrate form, separate from a lot of the other dairy components. Then, a lot of times they'll filter it again, and then it's 90% whey by concentrate, whey by volume, but that is whey protein isolate. So, first time they filter it, it is concentrate. Second time they filter it, they isolate. Now, why don't you find just whey protein isolate on a lot of the labels? It's because it repels water, it's hydrophobic, it doesn't mix well. So if you take a protein powder that is just whey protein isolate and you scoop that and just shake it in a bottle, it's just going to be clumpy, flowing at the top. So that is why a lot of companies, you will not find it as that is the lone ingredient. There are some companies that will do concentrate, and I find if you use a blender like a Vitamix or something, that will mix up pretty well. So there's one company that we like, Naked Nutrition. There's a few others that you can buy that has just one simple ingredient on the label, but most of the others you'll find that they use whey protein isolate because it is a higher whey protein per volume, but they'll just mix something with it to try and help make it easier to blend. So that takes us into our second tip. When you're reading a food label on your protein powders, what things should you be looking for? What things are okay, what things are not okay. You're the queen of reading food labels. I remember when we first started dating, I pulled up some different videos of you, and you were telling people...
Wait, were you creeping on me?
No one has to know about that. But the one video, because dietitians are all over the place, you said, when you look at a food label, it shouldn't be like reading Harry Potter, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. I meant it from the heart. Nothing, whether you're eating it, drinking it, it shouldn't be a Harry Potter novel on the back of your food product, right? Especially when it comes to protein. Whey protein or not, the dominant ingredient in your protein powder should be the actual ingredient, whether you're choosing pea protein, whey protein, collagen peptides, I don't really care, hemp protein, the list goes on, that should be the biggest ingredient. Because remember, when you're looking at a food label, the ingredients go from most prominent, or prevalent I should say, to the least, right? So ideally you just have that protein, and that would be it, that'd be the only ingredient. But most companies don't make it that way because it doesn't quite taste as good. We're Americans and we love sugar. So at the very least, you should go for a protein powder that contains the actual protein, a binding agent, or an emulsifier that makes it smooth. Sunflower with lecithin is very popular, and a natural sweetener like stevia or, I don't know, raw honey or pure maple, or, I mean, the list goes on, right? Coconut sugar. But so ideally 3 ingredients that you recognize, and that's it.
Yep.
Certain companies will use extracts for flavoring, that's okay, but keep it as simple as you can.
Should just be a few things. All right, next thing.
Yes. So, processing. Tell us everything we need to know about processing.
So sometimes when you're looking at protein powders in the marketing or on the labels, somewhere you will see microfiltration or cold process, things like that. Does it matter? Yes, it matters. So heat destroys protein. It denatures it. It breaks it down. So you do not want something that used heat in the processing of it as they try to get the different pathogens out. So when things are cold processed, you have a higher quality product. And in the research, they showed that protein that was even from countries that had hotter climates, such as Brazil, had lower quality protein because the heat destroys it. So a lot of the protein that we get is from Ireland or New Zealand.
From Ireland?
From Ireland. Cows eat grass in Ireland. That's a great place to get your protein from. We'll talk more about that later. But cold processing, look for something on label. It should be low heat processing, something along those lines. It does matter. It's going to be a higher quality product. And so now that we know how to read a food label and we know processing, you know that if it doesn't talk about processing and it has a laundry list of ingredients, don't buy it. It's going to be junk.
True. And even more, well, not even more important than ingredients, but I'd say second in command to ingredients and processing would be the certification process, right? You know I'm a sports RD. You know it's my job to keep athletes, especially professional athletes, clean, safe, and legal. And I'm always chirping at you for the same.
Yes.
So what does that mean?
So there's two major certifications that you'll frequently see on labels. One is informedchoice.org, trusted by sport. The other one is NSF certified for sport. So if you are subject to drug testing, there's kind of like the bronze and there is the gold medal. And the bronze is the informedchoice.org, trusted by sport.
We call it silver. We call it silver.
It's good. What it means is that they test, a company that has that label on it has their products tested monthly to make sure it is free of all banned substances. So it's a very good certification. I'm sure these certifications are expensive for these companies to get, but if you're an athlete that may possibly be subject to drug testing, it's a good step. Now, if you're an athlete that wants to take the next step and wants the gold standard, and you want a product that's not just tested monthly, what do you get?
NSF certified for sport. So blue and white label, show them, do a little close up.
All right, so we have one here. This is a good company that we started to work with. And that blue right there, that is what you're looking for, is the NSF certified for sport.
It's the gold standard because it's third-party tested. Every single batch is tested, and you know that what's on the back of the label actually matches what's inside of that canister or that packet. Because believe it or not, so many supplements are unregulated. Well, I mean, supplements are unregulated, but so many supplements are full of gunk that what you think you're buying is nowhere near what you're actually buying, right? So, especially when I'm working with professional athletes, again, my job is on the line if I'm not keeping these men and women legal. So, NSF for sport, not to be mistaken with NSF. Same idea, right? The logo looks the same, but certified for sport takes it one step further. And again, every single batch is tested, so you know it. I mean, it's a promise, it's a guarantee that there are no banned substances, and they can trace back every single batch that was made.
So that gets into talking about some of our favorite brands right now. They are always changing. We're always getting new stuff. And one that we really love is Naked, and they are not NSF certified for sport, but they do have the informedchoice.org, trusted by sport. Naked is a company that they do really kind of try to stick with that name. And when you look at their ingredients, a lot of times it is just one or two ingredients.
Very pure. I also use a lot of Garden of Life, Clean Athlete, Thorne is very good.
Clean Athlete is NSF certified.
Show them, this is a newer, I know we just showed you this, but I love this because the flavors are like candy cane and churro and just different things you don't normally see besides chocolate and vanilla.
Let's look at the ingredients on here. So when you get, I like to get one that doesn't have like anything but one ingredient or maybe two ingredients. So it's just like grass-fed whey protein concentrate, isolate, that's it, or maybe it has sunflower lecithin because I'm gonna put it in a smoothie, something like that. But if you're looking for some flavor, okay, what you should have is a label like this that is 4 ingredients. It is grass-fed whey concentrate, cassia extract.
Cassia? Yeah, it's a type of cinnamon.
Okay. And then there's sunflower lecithin and stevia leaf extract. That's it. 4 ingredients. So
this works better when you have just water alone or just plain almond milk or something. You're shaking it in a shaker bottle and you need to kind of get out the door. Versus, ideally, you would take an unsweetened whey and you'd mix it with, I don't know, cinnamon, fresh cinnamon of your own, banana. I mean, there's a million things you could do, right? Vanilla extract. So, anyway, okay.
Yeah. So SFH is one of the companies that we frequently
stronger, faster, healthier.
Just started to work with, and they have some cool stuff. The good news is that for athletes, there's a lot of new stuff coming out that is NSF certified, that tastes good, like candy cane. There is several that are NSF certified for sport now, so it's getting easier to find good tasting ones that are also high quality, that are also grass fed. It's getting better, and we will add those to our protein post, best grass fed whey proteins. As we get new ones in and we try them and they taste good or we see they're good quality, we'll always be updating that. And
I think for tip number 5, you should answer the difference between whey protein versus grass-fed whey protein. Does it really matter? I mean, is it just a buzzword?
Grass-fed matters. Can I say that again? Grass-fed matters.
He gets real jazzed about this.
I want you to head over to our blog post, Best Grass-Fed Whey Proteins. We'll have it in the show notes because we lay out the research showing higher iron, manganese, CLA. CLA is good for you for helping decrease inflammation, helping recovery, better high-quality fats. It is all around higher quality product when it comes from grass-fed cows. Now, that said, all grass-fed protein is not the same. As I said, there's some, say the cows in Ireland. I had this awesome patient that talked about, I said, isn't it cool that we have Kerrygold butter here? You know, so don't you like that label, grass-fed butter? It's grass-fed and it's from Ireland. He said, so you know, in Ireland, they would say, well, what the hell else would a cow eat? And I said, that's a really good point, because here in the United States, we feed our cows all kinds of stuff. But when you get grass-fed whey from Ireland, the cows eat grass all year long. It's one of the best places in the world to get your protein from, and Garden Life is one of the companies that sources their whey from Ireland because it's sustainable there. The cows can graze all year long. And
forget the health benefits. It really does taste better. I mean, we actually went to Ireland about a year ago, and it really does taste better. And it's nice that the stuff is being shipped here and available to us. So
yeah, New Zealand is another great place where grass-fed cows can graze all year long. Now, we obviously like some stuff from the United States. We support things here. But if, you know, cows are in Wisconsin, they can only graze outside on natural growing grass for, you know,
like 8 months, maybe?
8-9 months a year. And then they're eating kind of a mixture of silage, is what it's called in the research, that may have some grass and whatnot. Another thing in the research was in Ireland, they mostly use a ryegrass. And ryegrass versus a clover grass is shown to have some of the highest CLA contents and be one of the highest quality that you can get for your grass-fed whey protein. So, yes, grass-fed matters when you're looking for a protein. Let's try to find one that is NSF certified or informedchoice.org, by Sport, trusted by Sport. Let's try to get one that's grass-fed, that just has a few ingredients, or just 1 or 2. That's it.
Great, we appreciate your time. We hope you learned something today.
Check out the blog post in the show notes on the best grass-fed whey proteins. We update that all the time to find all kinds of different flavors and all the amazing benefits of grass-fed whey protein versus regular protein, if you tolerate that. I'll have that in the show notes below. Also, check out our other video on the best protein for muscle recovery. And if you like this video, give us a big thumbs up, share with your friends so we can help grow this channel, help more people. Subscribe so you can get updates when we release new videos, and head on over to our blog, FWDfuel.com. That's FWDfuel.com. Thanks for tuning in.